Pope Francis has been fairly revolutionary within the Catholic Church since he has been there, and once again he's come out and shocked the world, you might say. What was it? Oh, that's Ali, wasn't it? He shocked the world by calling for the Catholic Church and Christians to apologise to the gay community, the LGBTI community. To kind of set the scene, let's have a listen to John Allen. John Allen is the senior Vatican correspondent for CNN. He's on the phone with CNN explaining what the situation is.
Recently, a very senior cardinal and a close advisor to Pope Francis suggested that both the Church and the broader society have mistreated gays over the years, and he suggested that maybe it's time for the Church to make an apology. So the question to Pope Francis was, do you agree with that, particularly in the context of the tragedy of Orlando in the United States, the shootings at the Pulse nightclub? And the Pope's response was that he believes any time that Christians could have defended someone and failed to do it, that they should make an apology. He said that applies to gays, but he went on to say it's probably not just gays to whom we should be apologizing.
So, yeah, it's a really interesting time within the Catholic Church, but I guess religious institutions at the moment. There seems to be a lot within the world of Christendom, which I take a bit of an interest in, that tends to be heading more conservative, more right. That happens quite a lot in America at the moment. But then the leader of perhaps the largest Christian denomination, which would be fair to say, seems to be going down a different path at the moment. Yeah,
he does. And so it's odd that there's sort of the movement the other way. But this guy is fantastic. He's breaking a lot of boundaries, barriers, if you like, that have been, and things have been associated with the Christian Church, Catholic Church for a very long time. I mean, he's the guy that goes up to the AIDS victims and washes their feet. He goes out and he helps at, you know, like soup kitchens and things like that.
He drives in a Fiat rather than a Mercedes.
That's right. He doesn't choose to stay in the big papal, you know, house or whatever, the palace in the Vatican City. He stays in like a sort of a more, you know, sort of residence sort of abode, that sort of thing. He's tried to, you know, broker some sort of relationship with Islam as well, things like this. So, look, this guy is, I just think this is another one of those things that is long overdue, certainly in his mind, and the regime around him, that needed to be addressed. And he's actually asking for the homosexual community to forgive the Catholic Church for what they've done over the years in terms of persecution.
It's fascinating. For me, I love American politics, and so much of American politics is tied up in kind of religious politics.
Yeah, it is.
Especially on the right, you know, the religious right, they say, the evangelical bloc. And there are many people in the American political system who sort of adhere to a Catholic faith. They are typically right, not always, but the ones that are the loudest voices in America. When this, and the right obviously is more business orientated, more maybe money focused. I don't want to be unfair with my description, but to generalise. And so when this Pope came out and said things like, you know, capitalism is of the devil, paraphrasing what he said, all of a sudden all these political leaders in America who adhere to their faith like nothing before kind of went, whoa.
Yeah.
You know, okay, I know we're religious, but, you know, capitalism, money being bad, hang on.
That's
Are
right.
you sure about that?
Yeah, I'll believe in God so long as he keeps paying me, you know.
It's been really nice, actually, though, to see, and part of this has been brought on by the shooting in Orlando, and I'm in a couple of Facebook groups with religious people, and it really is polarising. It seems that there has been something happening with that event that has, and I won't say split the church, but certainly has enabled the conversation to get some more fire under it. And it may not be a good thing, but part of me thinks, you know, you can't make an omelette without breaking some eggs. It feels like it's that kind of moment, not to minimise it, that there is a lot going on at the moment. This is causing ructions not within just the Catholic Church, because he's saying Christians. Now, he's talking about anyone who has that kind of ideological faith position should be apologising to the gay community for how the community that they're in has treated them for so long. And you know what? I couldn't agree more. Bakers not selling to gay couples for their wedding because of religious beliefs. You know, people putting out, you know, family values hidden in their Christian beliefs rather than what's best for community. I think he is spot on. I think that the church needs to stand up and say, I'm sorry, we've wronged you, we've done wrong. And I actually think it's okay for the church for the next little while to get a bit of a black eye, because they've been causing the black eye to that community for so long. The pendulum needs to come back to the centre, and if it needs to swing in the way of this community for a little while first, I'm cool with that.
Yeah, another good move, as you say, from Pope Francis. I mean, the only thing, he'll be gutted because the thing is Argentina, and he's a massive football fan, and of course they lost to Chile in the final of Copa America on penalties for the second year running, but he is doing all the right things. I love this guy. I think he's a champion.